Oh, the weather outside is frightful, hence the woolly hat, but the electric heater to my right is very delightful. And since we've no place to go, let's record another weekly weight loss vlog. It's Monday, everybody. No, it's not, Neil. It's not. Well, it is for me. You'll be watching this on Tuesday or later. Why? Because I've done an impromptu weight loss shopping haul today. So I've put that out on Monday. The weekly weight loss vlog is going out on Tuesday. So as I sit here now, it is Monday, the 10th of November. And we are doing last week, which is Monday, the 3rd of November to Monday, the 9th of November. And I'm just going straight in. This is a proper weight loss vlog. Why? Why is it a proper weight loss vlog? Because I've lost over 5 pounds. Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Yes, sirree. It was my weigh-in on Friday. And as you might have gathered, I've done pretty damn well. So, I weighed in 2 Fridays ago, which was the 24th of October. And that was my first weigh-in after Mexico. And I was 3.8 pounds up, maybe 3.9. I can't be bothered doing the maths. You work it out if you want to. It's on the screen. I was 3 pounds up. I think I was 3.8, or from memory, I was 3.8 pounds up, whatever that says. And I was half a pound up from the lightest I've been all year before I went to Mexico. So basically, from the lightest I've been all year, I was 4.3 pounds up. And the lightest I've been all year was at the end of August. And I set myself a target then to be the same weight at Christmas. So my last weigh-in of 2025 is the 19th of December. Target was to be the same weight at Christmas as I was at the end of August, because I was really happy with my weight at the end of August. I was 38.9 pounds down, so nearly 3 stone down. Weighed on Friday, and I am now 0.4 lighter than that. I thought it was 0.9, but I'm not. I've got my numbers mixed up, but I'm 0.4 lighter than that. So I've actually blitzed my target for going into Christmas now, and it's mid-November. It's over mid-November. It's not mid-November for another 4 or 5 days. So I am absolutely buzzing. So in the last week, I have lost... Oh, God, I'm going to have to get me... Honestly, my brain is just dead. Dead today. Not interested. I would keep saying this. Oh, yeah, I'm 5.2 pounds down. So I've lost 5.2 pounds over the last 2 weeks. Have I lost 5.2 pounds in body fat? No, not quite. I put myself in a pretty big calorie deficit. I move a lot, and I'm a big guy. I burn a lot of calories, which means I can put myself in a bigger deficit. Normally, that's about 6,000 calories a week. But if I am on it, and I have been on it, and I've been very accurate with my tracking, like super accurate with my tracking, and I've been under my ideal deficit, I've probably been 7,000. Over 2 weeks, that is a 4 pound loss. So I've lost 4 pounds of body fat in the last 2 weeks, 1.2 pounds of probably a little bit of post-holiday bloat that was still hanging about. I couldn't really give a toss delving into it. The numbers are there. The scales don't lie. It's where I'm at. And yeah, I am 0.4 of a pound lighter than when I went to Benidorm in August. Absolutely happy as Larry. So you've hit your Christmas target, Neil. Weight loss on the back burner? Absolutely not. Weight loss is still priority all the way up to Christmas. Anything I lose from now until Christmas is simply a bonus. We do have to accept this time of year, it gets a bit busier. It gets a little bit trickier. I did a live last week in my community navigating our way to Christmas. We need to start making some compromises, but we shouldn't feel like we're making sacrifices. You can go out, you can enjoy yourself without blitzing tons and tons of calories. But even if you go out and enjoy yourself and blitz tons and tons of calories, you can still lose weight as long as you're in a calorie deficit. What we eat, and this is where a lot of people panic, doesn't make us fat, but we struggle to get that out of our mind. We just automatically think, going out for a meal, rich food, cake, alcohol, weight gain. No, you will only gain weight if you consume more calories than you burn. And what you have to remember is, if you're working with me, calories I give you is a deficit. You can go above the calories I give you and still lose body fat. So I coach, for most people, a pound a week on average. If you're a big guy like me and you move a lot, you can push yourself and lose a bit more than that. Like I say, I can lose a couple of these a week. If you eat an extra 2,000 calories in a week above what the calories that I've set you are, you're still in a calorie deficit. You're still going to lose nearly half a pound of body fat. Another thing that we get confused with is scale fluctuations. They do our head in because, I've stuck to a calorie deficit for 2 weeks now, but I've gained 4 pounds. You've gained 4 pounds because you've had a bit more salt, you've had a few more carbs than you would do normally, you've had some alcohol, that's dehydration, blah, 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 blah. You can't physically gain fat if you're in any sort of calorie deficit, even if that's 1 calorie per week. Let me get this open. Protein water. I quite like these. Get them from, where did I get them from? Home Bargains or B&M? One or the other. They're all right. I've not tried this tropical one. Anyway, that's by the by. So, yeah, I've got a busy few weeks coming up, in a way. Where's my compromise? So I'm having what I call busy week, quiet week, busy week, quiet week. Busy week is where I'm going to struggle to stick to my ideal calorie deficit, but I'm still going to try and be in some sort of calorie deficit, even if it's 10 calories. Quiet week, ideal calorie deficit. That's going to be my focus. And that started this week just gone. Let's get some calories up, ladies and gentlemen. I have put all these into the computer. Have I not opened them up? Yes, no, I haven't. Oh, what's going on? I was organised. I'm now not organised. I have booted them up. It's just me being a little bit special. You are special. Special to us, Neil. Anyway, right, calories. There we go. So, yeah, last week, as you can see there, I'm in red at the end of the week. We had a calorific weekend because we had some family coming up. We went out for a few drinks and a pizza. And then yesterday, I just decided to have a bit of, I've been on it. And I've shown you I've been on it because of what my progress sheet has just done. So I decided to have a little bit of a higher calorie week this week. But I've just said to you there at the beginning of this vlog, I put myself in at least a 6,000 calorie deficit a week. I've gone over my ideal deficit by 1,200 calories. So I spent last week, just a normal week, trying to bank as many calories as possible. Ended up banking about 2,300 going into the weekend. And I have a 4,400 Saturday, 4,355 Sunday. That's put me 1,189 calories above my ideal deficit. But I'm still in a calorie deficit of 4,800 calories. I had a full blowout this weekend and I will still lost over half a pound. And the reason for that is I stay accountable. I don't chuck everything in the bin, even when things might get a little bit overwhelming. I just carry on doing what I do Monday to Friday, banking those calories, and then I just go into the weekend. If I go a bit over my calorie allowance, I go a bit over my calorie allowance, knowing full well that as long as I don't go more than 6,000 calories into the red, I'm still losing body fat, and I'm buzzing with that. So this week just gone is what I call a busy week. This week that we're on now, quiet week. Next week, I'm out with a few mates a week on Saturday, few drinking poos, probably be a kebab on the way home. Busy week, smaller calorie deficit. And I'm kind of doing that on, off, all the way up to Christmas. But I'm still going to lose body fat every single week. Just the odd week, it's going to be a little bit less. There we go. What about movement for last week? Back into the 11s. Was it in the 11s last week? I can't actually remember. But here are my steps for last week. Averaging 11,285. Took my foot off the gas Saturday, Sunday like I normally do. But again, Monday to Friday, routine, on it. Plenty of steps in there. Wednesday was a bit of a monster day for me personally, up to 14,000. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all over 10,000 steps. 9,800, I think I was on Saturday. So I was a ridge away from 10K. And then yesterday, bit of a chilled day. Still did 7,000 and some, 7,600, I think, yesterday. Averages are what matters. 11,285. Happy as Larry. Exercise. Yeah, we're just on like, I keep thinking like I'm doing all these spin. I'm not anymore, just on a normal week. I joined a new gym last week. Still going to Ribby Hall. Changes as good as the rest. Felt motivation for training has been a little bit lax the last, I don't know, couple of months. Sometimes it's nice to mix it up. Anyway. Oh, that's delightful. Tropical Burst Protein Water. Oh, very nice. Yeah, so a new gym's opened up in Kirkham, which is a town local to me. So yeah, I've joined it. It's 25 quid a month. I don't mind. I think the most gym memberships I've had at one time was 4. But I don't mind having a couple of gym memberships. I'm going to go to this new gym twice a week. Ribby Hall 4 times a week. All good. But you know what? It did. It gave me an extra bump. And the 2 highest calorie burns there, Monday and Thursday, were at that new gym. Just pushes you a little bit more. Bit of a new environment. Other people watching you, wanting to be the best you can be. Cross trainer, didn't do it much last week, did I? It was a little bit 50-50 this week. Well, the week just gone. Wednesday, 10 minutes I think I did. Thursday was in the new gym, and I'm not actually a massive fan of the cross trainers in there. So I did 10 minutes, and then I did 5 minutes at the end, just to get my 15 minutes in. Friday was back in Ribby. Love the cross trainers in Ribby. Smashed that in. So that's my kind of gym exercise, and then my gym studio exercise, which is spinning. We've got a hard. I've not had one for a bit. That sounds wrong. Anyway, basically, I've talked about my effort level on my watch, and as you can see there, for Tuesday, we averaged 152 beats per minute. Effort hard, which means I was really putting it in. Neil, you're digging yourself deeper here. Anyway, yeah, I was giving it my all. Saturday, back to moderate. I don't last long. That's the end of the puns. Forget it. Or the innuendo. We're done. Yeah, we're back to moderate. And as you see there, my heart rate. But do you know what? Saturday's workout felt much harder than Tuesday's. So I have no idea. Obviously, maybe that effort level's just based on average heart rate, because my average heart rate was 145 for the Saturday, and it was 152 for the Tuesday. But it felt hard on the Saturday. That is definitely it. I'm definitely done. Right, let's get into some food. I'm just writing down here where I am editing and moving about. I've done myself an injustice, actually, with the food this week. I was a bit rubbish at taking pics. Anyway, I'm going to go in with this at number 5, my beef stew. That was in the freezer from about 2 months ago when I made it. It's so good. You know, when you make a beef stew, make loads of it. Split it up, stick it in the freezer. Quick, easy tea. Beef stew, Yorkie pud, some Idaho and mash, roasted carrots done in the air fryer, peas, broccoli. Look at that. 651 calories. I'm lying there. There's no peas on it. 700 calories. Over 50 grams of protein. I've just not tracked my peas. You said you were being accurate, Neil. I have been really accurate. I've just missed me flipping peas off. 651 calories, 49 grams of protein, 12 grams of fibre, plus the peas. Peas are like 50, 60 calories. Quick, easy, delicious. It's just like, it's a meat and 2 veg tea, isn't it? Does that make, it's a meat and 2 veg tea. That's what that is. Absolutely delicious. Love it. Absolutely love it. Number 4. There's no mega highlights this week, and I've just been a bit rubbish taking pictures. And what should have been number 1, I didn't take a picture of, and I need a picture of it. I'll tell you in a second. Anyway, number 4 is this one, which is the specially selected buffalo ricotta and spinach pasta from Aldi. All the specially selected, like, fresh pastas, I love them. They literally cook in 3 minutes. Pan of boiling salted water, drop them in 3 minutes, drain them off. Don't do them anymore. When I drain them off and they're in the colander, in the sink, in the pan, yeah, knob of butter, and I just cook the butter out until it starts to foam. All right, just cook the butter out until it starts to foam. As soon as it starts to foam, add the pasta back in, toss it through the butter, stop it, right? And then sprinkle of Grana Padano cheese on top. Boom, that's it. Dead simple. You don't need to do anything else. Bit of gammon, little drizzle of barbecue sauce on top. Peas and corn. 733 calories, 67 grams of protein, 11 grams of fiber. A lot of people say to me, like, how much protein should I have? How much fiber should I have? You don't need to. Just prioritize protein, fiber when you're eating. And basically, how do you prioritize protein? Make sure you've got a good source of protein. I've got beef in my beef stew. I've got a big slab of gammon on my plate. Done and dusted, 67 grams of protein. Class. Right, number 3. We're going to go for this, which is my deconstructed Chinese chicken curry with a twist. So I was really hungry. I didn't have breakfast that day. So I used a full packet. So I normally use the steamed white rice from Aldi. Tilda, lime and coriander basmati rice. I used that for a change. It was absolutely lovely. And full pack of it, 332 calories. The rest of it was my Chinese chicken curry, standard deconstructed Chinese chicken curry. But I made my Chinese curry sauce, my goldfish Chinese curry sauce. I put a squirt of honey in it, which makes it similar to katsu. It's not an authentic katsu curry, but katsu curry is based like a sweet Chinese curry. I don't care what anyone says. That's kind of, it's not, but it's not a million miles away. Anyway, it just adds a different dimension. Katsu curry, katsu chicken curry, Wagamama dupe recipe coming up. Not this week, next week. Yeah, keep your eyes out. Anyway, that's 720 calories, 65 grams of protein, 7 grams of fibre. It don't take a lot to get your protein up. 200 grams of chicken. No, 220 out there. 220 grams of chicken. Plus there's a bit of protein in the rice, there's a bit in the broccoli. Loads of the stuff. Right, let's go for number... What are we going for? Number 2. Right. I'm picking this as number 2 because I enjoyed this way more than I should have done. Just bear with me because you might be like, it's scrambled eggs on toast and a load of mushrooms, Neil, with dandruff on them. No, back down. Let me explain. So, I don't know why. We had one of those nights and we very, very rarely have one of those nights where we didn't know what we were eating. Very rare, that. Very rare. But it just happened. It was on Thursday. And I think it's because Rachel, we'd planned food... And Rachel was a bit all over the shop in terms of what she fancied eating. And then she's like, no, don't make 2 dishes. And I was like, well, what do you want to eat? She said, you know what, I just fancy some cereal. I said, all right. I said, so do I actually. I said, but I need a little bit more. So I'm going to make this and I'll eat this and then we'll have some cereal together. That's what we did. So I did 3 scrambled eggs on a piece of toast with a bit of butter. But I had a punnet of mushrooms that needed eating. So I just air fried those mushrooms for 20 minutes. I didn't mean to. I just turned my air fryer on and on the Ninja, it's standard set to 20 minutes. And I just kind of forgot about them because I was nattering and this, that and the other. And then it beeped. I was like, I've done them for 20 minutes. So they were well air fried. They were like a little bit dehydrated, to be honest with you. Don't matter, I'm going to eat them, whatever. Stuck them on the plate and then just seasoned them with some salt and pepper. And I don't know why, I just thought, let's sprinkle a bit of this Grana Padano cheese, which I've got a little bit of an addiction to at the moment. It says there in the tracking, it's Asda's. It's not actually, it's Aldi's, but cheese is cheese. Right? And Grana Padano is similar to Parmesan, but I feel it's a bit nuttier, doesn't quite smell as feet. You know, Parmesan smells a bit of feet, doesn't it? Grana Padano it's not as much feety, and it's a bit more nutty. 5 grams of that on those mushrooms, they were unbelievable. Unbelievable. It was one of the tastiest things. Don't ask me why. I think because I dried out the mushrooms a bit too. They were really intense mushroom flavour. Bit of cheese on that little sprinkle of that. Oh my God, they were so good. And literally I had 300 grams of mushrooms, 5 grams of the cheese. I didn't use any oil in it. I just whacked them in the air fryer. 66 calories. Anyway, I'm going to make it and film it for like TikTok and Reels. And this is the simplest, easiest, and very tasty, high volume snack in the world. Full punnet of mushrooms if you want. 400 grams of mushrooms, 5 grams of cheese, a bit of salt and a bit of black pepper. Trust me, don't knock it till you tried it. And top of the list, top of the shop, number 1, Aldi have got a brand new gastro range in. It'll only be in for a couple of weeks. It's a dupe of like the Tom Kerridge thing that they do in M&S. I got the gastro pie. Why it just says gastro pie is because at the time of me tracking it, I bought it, it wasn't in NutriCheck yet. It is now, but it wasn't when I tracked it. So I just went on quick add and added all the bits in. gastro pie, gastro mash, veggies, Bisto gravy. That pie was unbelievable. It's probably the best, like, pre-bought pie I think I've had. The pastry is amazing. The meat inside it's really, really good. You need gravy with it. It was quite dry. Maybe I just overcooked it a little bit. But the pastry was so buttery. It was delicious. It is a pretty calorific pie. And you can tell there wasn't tons and tons of filling in it. The pastry made up for it. Why can you tell there's not tons and tons of filling? Because there's 23 grams of protein and it's meant to be a steak pie. But anyway, and it's 689 calories. It means there was a lot of pastry, but the pastry was amazing. Honestly, one of the best pies I've had for a long time. It was so, so good. Cheddar mash and a load of veg with a little bit of I had like a garlic and herb sort of butter thing with it. I took one of them out, actually. I just used one. It's 1,100 calories. Don't get me wrong, I know it's quite calorific, but it was like gastro. It's like a pub, isn't it? It's like going to a pub. It was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. Really, really good. Should that have been number one? No. What was number one? The best thing I ate last week. We went to our local, and I've put pictures of this on my Instagram before. Our local pizza Italian restaurant up in the village. It's a tiny little place. It seats about 16 people. They do more takeaways than anything. But that's where we went to eat on Saturday night. We went into one of the local pubs, had a couple of beers, and then went for a pizza. And I got off the specials salami and doer, goat's cheese, and hot honey pizza. I can't tell you how amazing that pizza was. It was unbelievably good. Oh my God, I didn't want it to end. It was a bit messy to eat. I didn't want it to end. Did I take a picture of it? Did I toss? So technically that should have been number one. And I probably would have kicked off my beef stew and filtered that down. But it's got to have a picture. It's got to have a picture for it to be on there. I didn't have a bloody picture. So anyway, there you go. That was number one though. It was unbelievably good. And I suppose number two was the 200 grams of munch mix. I also ate on, 100. I had 100 grams of munch mix. Made a little joke on social media that I've made the tin disappear. I didn't. I actually weighed out 100 grams of punch mix after a few beers. I told you I was on it at the moment. I literally got myself a little pot and I was like, right, I'm going to put pretzels in until it's 25 grams, popcorn in until it's 25 grams, sweets till it's 25 grams, and then other little chocolate bits or something till it's 25 grams. And I did. I measured that 100 grams, 457 calories worth every single one. I bought the Aldi munch tin today. I might review it. It was rubbish last year, the Aldi one. It was full of very rubbish popcorn and not enough sweet bits or pretzel bits or other bits and pieces. So apparently it's better this year. Anyway, there you go. That's it. I'm just waffling now. What's going on this week? So quiet week this week. Kind of back to Groundhog Week. We have got stuff on this weekend. We're going out for Sunday lunch with some friends on Sunday. I don't think we've got anything on Friday, Saturday, but this time of year, it can be a little bit reactive. It can be a little bit spontaneous. We can end up not having any plans, and then suddenly Friday comes around and boom, you've got plans. You just end up with, nope, doing nothing this weekend, but then a friend will message you that you've not seen for ages. Fancy catch up, we're free this weekend. And we'll say yes. It's just the time of year where you do it, isn't it? It's just a more social time of year. So as it happens now, it's going to be a quiet week. But even if we end up with that situation, I'm still going to fit this week into my ideal calorie deficit. I am, because I can go out for a Sunday lunch and I could probably go out for another meal on Saturday and stick to pretty much within my calories. You don't have to go out and make whatever you eat as calorific as possible, especially if you've got a lot on. That's the compromise. I'm still going to go out, still going to have a natter. I'll designate drive. I'll have a couple of non-alcoholic beers if we did go out anywhere. Sunday's just Sunday lunch. And again, we're not drinking. The friends we go out with, they're not big drinkers either. So it's not like it. Well, they're not drinkers really at all. So it's just a catch-up sort of meal. So yeah, that's it really. That's it. Quiet week. Next week's a bit of a busy week. The week after's a bit of a quiet week. The week after that's a bit of a busy week. Then it's a quiet week. Then a busy week. Then a very busy week. Then it is Christmas. Anyway, that's it for another weekly weight loss vlog. Don't let it slip, guys. Eye on the prize, 6 weeks. It might seem a little bit trickier, but we can do it. And I'll keep documenting how I am doing it each week. And if you need help, you can still come on plan with me. We've still got time. 2 start dates left. This coming Monday, a week on Monday, 24th of November is my last start date of 2025. Then if you want to come on board, it will be January. Anyway, there we go. Until next time I see ya, make sure you boss your weight loss.